All right, well, thank you all for attending this session. It's tough to compete with the beer tasting down in the hall and the post-lunch lull, but we're going to try to liven it up a little bit for you. This session, 3F, Don't Rage Against the Machine. What we're really talking about is AI, and AI isn't the next big thing. It's here now, and it shows no sign of letting up. So what is everybody talking about? AI has overpromised and underdelivered ever since the 1950s when a Dartmouth College mathematician named John McCarthy invented the term. A few years ago, though, it started delivering in spades. In 2012, researchers from the University of Toronto used a neural network to win a competition that required identifying content from 15 million images in 22,000 categories with a more than 15% improvement in error rates behind the next best entry, which were humans. This set in motion a tsunami of AI research and development that promises to leave no industry unchanged. Suddenly, computers can learn, see, hear, and otherwise sense the world around them and begin to reason based on what they learn. How long before they take over our lives? Well, probably not anytime soon, but maybe never, maybe they will. Over the centuries, humans have created countless technologies to save ourselves from backbreaking physical labor and mindless routines. AI continues that progress by taking over many rote cognitive tasks that don't require human judgment, strategic planning, or creativity. Whether it's browsing millions of legal documents or scrutinizing CT scans, machines can now do expert work much faster and more precisely than humans can, with less error. New forms of artificial intelligence, will surpass us in new and surprising ways, and thanks to machine learning techniques that will generate their own knowledge and even their own code, Humans, meanwhile, will continue up the ladder to management. So, we are not being replaced by AI, we are being promoted. Our outdated vocabulary stokes our fears. Artificial intelligence sounds really unnatural to us, but really we shouldn't think of it as artificial intelligence, but rather augmented intelligence. And I'm lumping in, for the purposes of this session today, text and data mining into that definition so that it kind of is more fully encompassing. Our increasingly intelligent machines are making us smarter, just as our past technology, from the pulley to hydraulics and sailing ships to rocket ships, made us stronger and faster. For the first time, machines aren't just giving us answers more quickly and accurately. They're generating new knowledge that helps us better understand the world. Imagine a chess program with the potential to trounce humans and explain to us their moves, revealing patterns that turn knowledge into practical wisdom. So the real promise of AI is creating new knowledge, not just good results. Instead of processing human instructions at incredible speeds, they create their own guidelines from scratch and discover new patterns invisible to us. Instead of analyzing millions of human games to find the best way to play, they generate their own data and their own rules and apply it to the real world. These human machines are going beyond what and telling us why. So stop fretting. Technology is the reason most of us are alive to complain about technology. So rather, be concerned about how humans might abuse the technology instead. So let's bring our conversation to the publishing community in more specific. So there's really a lot of noise in the marketplace these days, and technology will help us as follows. Discoverability. My own personal life, my daughter convinced us to sign up for Apple Music. It's a monthly subscription that I pay for. In prior life, I would just have everything loaded onto my phone, but now we have a subscription, which I pay for the whole family. And what that does, it helps me find music I would have never thought I would have liked, and I certainly wouldn't have purchased. So AI companies help people discover your content. Learning. Suddenly, computers can do things that seemed impossible not so many years ago, like mastering the game of Go or acing an Atari game, to translating text and recognizing images. The secret is that these programs learn from experience. The great artificial intelligence boom depends on learning. This is why AI companies need your content. It's extremely important. Prediction. The key insight is that the new wave of artificial intelligence does not actually bring us intelligence, but actually a critical component of intelligence, which is prediction. In short, AI learning helps you see around the corners, as Steve Jobs used to say, from predicting mechanical failures to pending health issues to potential customer-employee exits. The first company in any industry to harness this power will have a leg up on the competition. Where would better prediction help you avoid problems? Where is the drama in your business? Apply AI in a practical way and then decide your first prediction machine initiative. Revenue. We need to link what's possible to what's practical for our customers. We need to take advantage of machine learning and transform our processes, our creativity, and discover things in new ways by applying technology to create and monetize our content, solve our everyday business problems. So AI helps drive new and additional revenue streams. The known to unknown. AI will do more for medicine in the next 20 years than it has in the history of sciences. AI is something that human beings can't comprehend, as it is exceedingly the human capability as such that is changing to fully understand the potential of how it will impact our lives or our healthcare in particular. AI learning has received a lot of attention over the recent years, and it's poised to become a bigger changer. I have a client, as an example, that wasn't around 3.5 years ago, and already today, thanks to AI, is in phase 2 clinical trials for a cure for Lou Gehrig's disease by mashing up content from thousands and thousands of publishers and creating hypotheses that were unknown prior to that. So think about that. I'm going to conclude a little bit by talking about the possible and the impossible. So J.K. Rowling, everybody knows who she is. She wrote the first Harry Potter book, and it took her years to write. But the next young adult fiction novel may be churned out in minutes and by a computer. So operators need to train the AI in linguistics and journalistic conventions by feeding it tons and tons of stories and input and data and databases so that they can learn to intake new information and report on it instantly. But what if the rules of an AI-powered assistant that uploads hundreds of thousands of existing works, they analyze the popular trends and the themes, but how does it work? So I wanted to identify 2 legal risks, 2 things to think about as you hear the rest of the panelists and as you think about your own AI initiatives is, how do you adequately protect the IP? The first one, when the existing works are ingested into the new database. So you own your IP. Think about all the limitations and the rules around who owns it as it goes into the system. Number 2, when the new works are created. So what gets spit out of the system? Is it yours? Is it a new derivative work? And who owns what and who pays for what is, there's a lot of parameters. But I just wanted to leave you with 2 things to think about.